Greetings Commanders, this is Cree here, and I am an Elite Dangerous content creator. So if you'd like to catch me live, you can catch me on twitch.tv/Cree. You can join in some of the community events that we have there, and some anti-Xeno fun. So today's video is going to be a beginner's hauler build. So this will be built out for doing some trade runs. Now this has no engineering whatsoever in it, and this is basically mostly for those that have just started out with the game and they want to move to another ship that, you know, well, I suppose they probably desperately want to get out of the Sidewinder. And doing a trade is definitely a good way to do that, and the hauler is definitely really good for that, considering how cheap it is. Okay, so now this is the build. Starting off with the hard points. We have nothing in there because there's no reason to put any kind of hard points in there, so we'll just leave that empty. Utility mounts next. Okay, so now just for some protection in case you do get interdicted by any pirates, we've put in a chaff launcher, so you can let that go so that they can scramble their gimbaled weapons, as well as point defense turret in case there are any missiles that they're lobbing at you, and your point defense turret can try and shoot down as many of those missiles as it possibly can. Now moving on to the core internal. Now for the core internal, I've made most things pretty light. This is just so that you can get as much jump range as you possibly can out of this little ship. And basically it's really not that necessary to have anything higher than a D rate, unless it is the frame shift drive, which obviously helps you with that jump range. Now for the armor, of course, we're going with the 1C lightweight alloys. Power plant is 2D. 1, because you don't actually need that much power, and 2, the D rated modules are the lightest of the modules that are available. So the thrusters, 2D as well. And as I mentioned before, we've gone with an A-rated frame shift drive. This is, as I said before, to increase the jump range for your jump, so you can get your trade route done as quickly as you possibly can. Next is the D-rated life support. So once again, keeping things light. Same goes with the power distributor, as well as the sensors. Moving on to the optional internal. Now there isn't a lot of space to put modules in a hauler because it is quite a small ship, but you can get, I believe with this build, you get 20 tons of cargo that you're able to carry, which isn't bad. Obviously there are ships out there that are better for doing trade routes, but when you're just starting and you want to give it a go, this hauler will definitely do the job for you. Starting off with the first two class 3, we've got the 3E cargo racks. They allow 8 tons each. And then for this class 2, we've done another cargo rack. So class 2 allows for a capacity of 4, so bringing that up to 20. Now as for the shield generator, I've gone with a 1C bi-weave shield generator. This is so that if you are attacked, then yes, the shields will go down, but they do recharge really quickly. So this is why I suggest having the bi-weave shield generator, and plus it is lighter. Next I've put in a fuel scoop. This is just so that you don't get stuck out in space while you're doing your routes. Yes, you'll be able to refuel at stations, which is great, but because the jump range is not that fantastic, it's still definitely a good idea to keep a fuel scoop on your ship, just so you don't get stuck out in the middle of space. And then lastly, I've got the advanced docking computer. Now as I had mentioned, this build is basically for those that are beginners, which means that possibly you may not be quite comfortable doing the docking and leaving spaceports on your own quite yet, so having an advanced docking computer can help. But if you're confident with being able to dock your ship as well as have enough fuel for your trips, then you can swap these class 1s for more cargo, which means if you do swap them out, they are obviously class 1s, and they give an extra 2 tons each. So that brings up your cargo capacity to 24. So that's an option for you. Now, to help you out with your trade runs, I have a couple of websites that I believe that will definitely help you out a lot, just so you can make sure that you're getting the most profit as you possibly can with doing your trade runs. Now, this is Inara. If you haven't set up an Inara account, I definitely suggest you do. It's kind of like a Elite Dangerous Facebook in a way. It has heaps of different links here that will help you out with heaps of different things, but in terms of trade routes, I think this is the best one. So when you're in, you just go to trade routes and then you can choose best trade routes. The way you can work this is pretty simple. You just put in your star system that you're currently in. So for me, I'm in Shinrarta. You can choose the minimum landing pad that you have based on the size of your ship. So of course, being in the hauler, it is a small. You can choose your maximum station distance, or whether or not you can go to surface stations if you're good at landing on planets yet, what your cargo capacity is, doing your max route distance, max price age, minimum supply, order by best profit, last update, route distance or distance, and then of course display routes as a detailed list. And you can also change it to standard or compact, up to you. And when you hit select down here, it will come up with some trade routes for you. So based off this one, I can go to LHS 2936. I can buy agronomic treatment, sell it to LHS 449, and then from there I can buy indite and sell the indite back at that system. So it'll tell you exactly what the net profits are per unit. It also tells you the profit per trip and per hour. Another awesome website is EDDB. So they have theirs set out on different pages. So you go to trading and then you're going to have single hop trade, multi-hop trade, and loop trade route. So obviously choosing the different settings that you want to go by, the station filters, the buying system and the selling system, so you can choose that, find routes, you can swap them around as well. So you can do this as well with the multi-hop trade as well as if you want to do some loop trading similar to what is here in Inara. Now I will be putting the links for the build in the description, so there will be a Coriolis as well as an EDSY, as well as all of these pages that I've mentioned. This should definitely sort you out. You'll get plenty of profits, I can definitely assure you that. If you like this video, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe and all that jazz. And right here is a video that YouTube thinks that you'll like. I'll see you over there, Commander. Fly safe.